Hi, welcome to the Power and Elegance of Computational Thinking. I'm Dr. McGovern. I'm your professor for the class. You saw me on the promotional video. Some of you are probably still wondering, okay, I signed up for this class. It looks like an interesting thing, but what in the world is the power and elegance of computational thinking? Computational thinking is a way of thinking logically, and particularly it's a way of thinking logically that is going to enable you to solve problems. And by solving problems, what I mean is you're going to be able to sit there and think of a problem. It might be something that somebody in another discipline is trying to solve, and you're going to be able to logically think about approaches to solve that problem, and then be able to actually go ahead and do it. So one of the things you're going to be learning this semester is programming, and programming is going to be a tool that you can use to help yourself express yourself computationally, and this is the tool that gives you the power of the computational thinking. You're going to learn to program using a graphical language called SNAP. Computational thinking, and particularly the power of computational thinking, has really changed the world over the last 30 years. One of the examples of this is weather forecasts. Weather forecasts in the old days were done with meteorologists drawing maps on paper and looking at how the weather systems were moving through the observations. Now they're using computers to simulate the forecast. For example, in the United States, they're simulating 12, 24, 48 hours, 72 hours in advance. They have to do this using supercomputers. This wasn't even possible 30 years ago. But this ability to simulate the weather, although not perfect, has drastically improved our ability to forecast the weather. Another example of the power of computational thinking is the proliferation of smartphones. Almost everybody has a smartphone in their pocket these days. The smartphones know exactly where you are at pretty much any given moment. This is a good thing for many reasons. It could be a good thing if you needed rescue. It could be a bad thing for privacy, and we will talk about that during the semester as well. But just the fact that you have a smartphone available to you has enabled people to really change their lives. For example, there's a diabetes app that's available on your smartphone that enables you to enter every piece of food that you eat. And this keeps track of the sugar that you're eating and can help you not mess with your blood sugar. When this was invented and pilot tested on a number of people, the number of hospital visits dropped dramatically. So this is an example of the power of computational thinking and how it can really positively affect your life. Another example is that of GPS, or global positioning systems. So the GPS system, it can be attached to your smartphone, it can be attached to special beacons if you're going into high-risk situations, and it enables you to know where you are at any given time. And sure, this helps you keep from getting lost in strange cities. It can also help rescuers find you at any given time. If you, for example, are hiking in the Grand Canyon and something happens, you can push the button on your beacon and people can know exactly where you are and what kind of rescue you need. Another example is that of rescue robots. So imagine a nuclear disaster like that happened in Japan a couple of years ago. When that happened, there were people that were trapped and needed to be rescued, and there were people that needed to go into the nuclear power plant and help take care of the disaster that was happening. Imagine if you can have a robot. The robots can go in and risk their lives, their robotic lives, rather than the people, in order to rescue the people that are trapped inside. As a final example, this class is an example of the power of computational thinking. 10 years ago, online classes were just beginning, but now we can bring classes like this to anybody, anywhere over the world. I hope these examples have convinced you that the power of computation has really revolutionized our world. We're going to spend a lot of time discussing that this semester. I want you to remember something this semester. This is an online class, and it's using a brand new medium. And it's a very exciting new medium where you can learn from each other and you can interact in a variety of ways that weren't possible before. What you get out of the class is going to depend on what you put into it. So you need to put forth the effort to watch the videos, work on the programming, work on the discussion, and ask a lot of questions. And with that, you will learn a lot. And I really look forward to you joining us.